Hello everybody. Today I got a mission to clean up my '06 Lincoln Town Car from a bunch of things that's been happening to it over the last month plus. I want to start off with removing finally these tape lines, removing and getting rid of the Flex Seal that I haphazardly sprayed on it. In retrospect, that did accomplish its mission about stopping the leaks. Stop the leaks fast, says Phil Swift. Man, these birds are pretty obnoxious. Some air conditioners are going off, but I'm starting off nice and early before 10 o'clock, before the heat goes and the roof is still cool enough to the touch. So yeah, get rid of the tapes, the tape marks, get rid of the Flex Seal, possibly do a few other things, but I don't want to advertise them because I don't know how the heat is going to turn and everything else. So I got a whole bunch of bags of supplies over the last 6 months of owning this machine. I've been kind of accumulating some supplies that I didn't actually have a need for before, but I'm enjoying it a lot. Different cleaners, different products, different things that I've been using. And I do want to make a good, like a full video about how I keep my car clean and what I do to it. But that would require an operator of camera, so a camera person. So I do have a video like that in mind, but for today I'm going to take kind of like bits and snippets of what I'm going to be doing, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And I don't know if anybody else put Flex Seal on their sunroof or on their car, anywhere on their car, but I sure did, and I don't regret it. But it did do its job at the time, but obviously it didn't fix the problem. So I am gonna just keep working, and I'm gonna keep filming, and hopefully you guys will keep enjoying it and watching it, because at this point, I think as of today, by the way, today is the 4th of July when I'm filming this. So I'm gonna celebrate my Independence Day by cleaning up my beautiful car right here that I love very much, and it kind of gives me inspiration about just doing stuff when I have nothing else to do. So here we go. So moving to a more shaded area here underneath a tree, I'm gonna first start by going around this sunroof and taking off these little particles. If you guys can see this, some of this is just stuff from the tree, but a lot of it is that overspray from the Flex Seal, which ended up sticking very well to just about everything, to the glass, to the roof. So getting it off the glass is easy, and also the windshield. Oh, you can see a nice reflection there. I got this scraper with a fresh blade in it, and I just bought it from Walmart, and I noticed something interesting: made in the U.S. Well, in the USA. So what an appropriate tool to use on the 4th of July. And the reason why it just caught my attention is, I bought it thinking that it's made in China, like just about everything else. But then when I saw this, it kind of caught my attention. So this was a nice, pleasant surprise. All right, and what I'm going to be using to kind of get things going is this thing. I think I mentioned this thing in some other video. I don't actually remember at this point, but basically this is like a general adhesive remover. It does come with this scraper, which I will be using a little bit later to get some of that overspray off of the body panel, because obviously I don't want to be going in with this. So this is a nice, it's like a plastic scraper, which will not damage the paint, but yet I can still glide it across paint. So there's something written in it as far as patent or whatever. So getting this stuff off the glass is relatively easy. I'm just going to spray around it. I'm going to be very careful not to obviously go on the gasket itself, because the last thing I want is to damage that and start that whole process over again. And yeah, I'm just gonna kind of do this. It does suck that I don't have a camera person yet, but yeah, just very simple. Just this stuff does come off very easily with like right here, like any kind of tape marks. Yeah, I mean, they just come right off. So then this is not something that even the car wash could take off. So I'm surprised how well it is on there. But yeah, I'm just going to be going around and round and round to make sure I get every kind of little remaining bit and piece off the glass itself, which is the easy part. Okay, so it just took about 20 minutes. I carefully scraped the sunroof to hopefully get rid of everything. I also did the same thing here on the windshield. Now, obviously the problem is I don't know how much of this crap is the stuff that I'm trying to take off versus the stuff that just, you know, fell from the sky. But anyway, you know, I hope I did a good enough job. I'm going to be wiping everything down towards the end. And I've also sprayed some of this stuff on the actual roof, because the instructions do say, you know, spray and let it sit for a little bit. So I guess this liquid supposedly goes into the little fibers of the tape or the glue that you're trying to take off, and it should like loosen them up. I really think just by smelling it, it does smell like more of just soap and water mixed together, maybe with some sort of a chemical, but who knows. So it's sad there. I don't want to have it sit for too long because it's ultimately going to evaporate. So I'm going to use this plastic scraper thing. I'm going to try now to go all around, and I don't know how well this is going to come out. And yeah, just literally go around the car, and it does have like this little edge thing for, you know, for more tougher areas, and then this other flat surfaces just for more wider. And yeah, this is going to take me some time, but I'm going to carefully kind of, you know, without going too beast mode on this thing, I'm going to just go around, maybe spray a little more, and just try to do this all around where I see tape marks, and anywhere I see, if I see any of the overspray on the roof, and hopefully it's going to come out good. So after going at it for about half hour all around, and opening up the sunroof too to kind of scrape some of this stuff off of here, this was kind of challenging, and some of the stuff is still there, but I don't want to go too harsh in there, because once again it's on a curve. So I'm thinking that if I go any further than this, I think I might actually cause some damage rather than alleviate it. So as you can see, you know, the little dirt particles or whatever is accumulated here. I scraped the Flex Seal off of this, so this is just the remaining little bits and pieces. I don't think they impede anything on the sunroof. And close it. I think I'm pretty happy with the result. So there we go. So tape marks, I don't know how well it comes out on camera, but the tape marks seem to be gone, most of them from the roof there as well. I ended up actually running out of this product, so I'm going to be throwing that thing away. The scraper, on the other hand, I will be keeping, because it's a nice little scraper to, you know, don't damage the paint job to the extent possible. You can see some of the little bugs or whatever is already on there. And yeah, so originally when I just kept, you know, spraying and scraping away, it didn't look like it was doing anything. But then when I actually took some shop towels right here and then just started wiping it off, yes, the glue portion did come off quite easily. So ultimately it did the job. Unfortunately, I don't have access to a water hose, because I would like to just hose it all off, but hopefully the next rain will wash off some of the white residue that's left, which once again, I do think it's just soap and water, but who knows. All right, the next project, probably going to be working on, you know, wiping the dash, maybe doing something with the seat. I did get some leather cleaner that I would like to try out, maybe a quick vacuum, but let's see what happens. So what I decided to do next is to wipe down the dash. It's been getting pretty dusty, and what I use for this, just, you know, your regular microfiber cloth. I'm using any general purpose cleaner. In this case, it's the simple green stuff, but I do have as a backup, because this particular one is already running out, I do have like an orangey citrus thing. Any kind of general cleaner. I know they sell a ton of stuff specifically for plastics, but the bottom line is, I think anything kind of this material that they put in cars, nothing more than a simple spray into the fiber cloth. And I'll make a more detailed video. I actually have it already filmed, just haven't posted it yet. And just wiping it down, you know, dragging across, because all the dust and all the crap that accumulates, obviously, you know, it's not going to make it look any better. But anything that's this plasticky material, including, you know, the airbag covers, the steering wheel, the wood piece as well, It's not gonna hurt it. Same thing here. If we flip it over, you know, there's some other material, some other cleaner that are out there, I guess specifically for like car woods to like almost like polish it up, but at the same time, like I don't think like this is required. I mean, I like the way that the wood looks in this car, even here on the door. I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's plastic. It's not real wood, so I don't want to sit here and polish it up, you know, for an hour. Even if it does make it look maybe a little better than just your general cleaner. My main concern is just keeping this, well, my door keeps getting shut from the wind. Stay. My biggest thing is more along the lines of dust and just keeping it relatively clean to the extent possible. I do use it as a daily driver, so I know for a fact that Monday through Friday, this thing gets, you know, a lot of use. On the weekends, not so much. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So once the microfiber cloth is dirty enough where I don't want to use it inside anymore, I pop the hood, which I rarely do, even in my videos when I film cars with keys, you know, or unlocked. I'm not really an engine type of person, but for my car, at least for cleaning purposes, I like to get in there and I like to wipe down the cover, all the black plastic pieces where, you know, they're not in particular dirty because I do it quite often, but it still gives it a nice kind of a black look that's not dusted over, that's not, you know, kind of looks abandoned. And what I do is, this is the time where I check the washer fluid, I kind of check the coolant, check the oil, which I know I've replaced it not like a week ago. I check to see if, you know, if there's anything leaking, obviously. And also I check these, you know, debris trap, which if there is anything in there, I want to catch it. And I think I mentioned this before, but you know, this is the factory screw, and then the previous owner ran some zip ties like right here. I don't know, is it because it was falling off or something, but like this cowl type of deal that catches like all the leaves and stuff. And kind of see it right here. Here it's all enclosed, but over there it is accessible. This is to prevent the water from coming inside if it's really clogged, if it's litter, like, you know, full of debris. So there you go. It's just kind of what I do, and then the end result of this is a microfiber towel that's seen better days, but it's just gonna go in the washer. I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of blackish looking. It's dirty for sure. There you go. And yeah, but the end result is a nicely wiped down engine bay, and where I started off on the inside, you know, I wiped everything down. I wiped the door panels. I wiped, you know, where my kid steps there. Got these steps. So kind of just keeping them nice and clean. And I try to do this all in one go. Obviously, I have way more of those. Yeah, so that's it for this portion. So the next project I thought about tackling is the trunk. These cars do have a ginormous trunk, and I'm happy that it does, because I do carry a lot of stuff in there, including this mat that has a whole separate story of its own. Yeah, probably some of this stuff I need to store away, because there's no need for me to carry in July all this stuff, all the end, you know, I don't even know what it's called. Oh yeah, de-icer stuff, and I bought some de-icer. Once again, this is all leftover. This is not something that I just carry because I need to. And then I did add a little antifreeze when I bought the car, and actually to my wife's car, which is that Subaru Forester, which is not getting a whole lot of views, but I don't know, maybe because people just don't care about Foresters, or they don't like me to compare them. So the trunk, you know, it's pretty clean. When I first got this car, it didn't come with any kind of liner or anything else. It was literally just this cheap carpet material. So I bought this rubberized mat, which it can be cut to a specific size. You see all these lines. I didn't want to bother with it. Like, who cares? It fits nicely. Yeah, it's got a few creases and folds here, but I mean, does it really matter? So obviously some stuff does fall in here and accumulate, and you know, I do go to a store and I fill this trunk quite often. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be vacuuming this. This is the same vacuum that I filmed before. Vacuum this, and then I'm going to spray a little because obviously some stuff spilled, or I don't know, maybe it's from carrying milk or something, who knows. Yeah, and then I'm just going to be wiping it down, and then I do have some basic tools in there in that bag, and again some snow brushes. All right, so let's see, just as easy as this. All right, you guys get the idea. So underneath all my mat situation is just, once again, you know, just very basic material. It's you know, it's not, I mean, it is carpet, but at the same time it can be lifted, and underneath it is just literally the metal floor. So I don't know if these cars ever came with like a standard trunk mat. I know they came with these organizers that kind of fit in here and making this area flat, but my car did not have that, and those things are awful expensive. Well, plus they also cut down on trunk space, but they do give you like these dividers here, so maybe someday I'll get it if I find it cheap enough. But instead I bought this really cheap net, which I use to store all my crap. It's way too big for this car, but you know, it's a big trunk, so no big deal. So after I vacuumed everything, including this mat, just like this, you know, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over this thing, and I'm just going to spray it and you know, wipe this down. Once again, I don't know, maybe this is from groceries or something else, but I do like to keep it as clean as possible. Do it in the shade because it's already quite hot. The tree does provide some nice comfort. Let's just look at all this crap. And yeah, so there you go. This is all the lines that I kept saying that you know, I could cut it down to make it fit better, but I just kind of like it. And this is really cheap. Well, this is like, it was like 29 bucks, but it's really heavy too. So when it sits in there, you know, it's not like this flimsy material. It actually does stop leaks. Yeah, so I'm going to be wiping this down now. So this is kind of like the end result. So I actually relocated the bag over here. I got that floor mat underneath the rubberized thing, and then I got the net over it. I wiped it all off, vacuumed it, kind of realigned things. So yeah, it's this is a nice place to be, and as a person who put himself in the trunk and locked, I can say that this is definitely quite a lot of room to have. Yeah, and everything is nice and proper down here. I did notice this shelf quite a while back. It's a little cubby in here, which I should probably give some love as well by wiping that down, but I'm not sure what you would put in here. Is it designed for a specific tool? Is it like to line up some cereal boxes or something? It's interesting. I don't know exactly what it's for, but other than that, yeah, not hurting for space here whatsoever. And that's the beauty of a town car.